Hey everybody, Kenny Bonus here with Bonus Accounting, and on today's episode we've been getting a lot of questions about the form W-4. It's the Employees Withholding Certificate that you typically fill out whenever you have a new employer, start a new job, or you're coming into the new 2020 year. The form has been significantly revised and a lot of people have had questions about the new revision. So in today's episode, we're going to pull up a PDF of the form and walk you through all the different considerations and steps, along with the tax consequences as well. All right, so we went to Google and we typed in Form W-4 for the tax year 2020, and the first link that came up on the IRS.gov website is this form right here. So this all stems from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. A lot of people's refunds were a lot higher or a lot lower than they were anticipating. So this helps people get to more of a scientific way of determining what type of refund they want to get at the end of the year. We're going to try to be as simple as possible on today's episode. And if you have additional questions, just let us know. We can help walk you through some of this because it does tend to get a little complex. We'll continue from here. Step 1, this is really the most important piece of it all. You'll enter in your first name, middle initial, and then your last name, your social security number, and then your address, city, state, and zip code. Then under step 1C, this is probably the most important of all of the form. This is where you'll select either single or married filing separately, married filing jointly, or head of household. If you select single, it'll withhold more from your paychecks throughout the year, and then you'll get more back on your taxes at the end of the year. If you select head of household, that's the next step up. It'll withhold a little bit less than the single option, and then you'll have a little bit less refunded at the end of the year. And then married filing jointly, this is where it withholds the least amount, and then it'll have the least amount of a refund at the end of the year when you compare all three of them. So if you want more back in your taxes at the end of the year, you'll select single or married filing separately. The next best option is head of household. You'll select that. And then the least amount of taxes withheld from each paycheck would be the married filing jointly option. All things held the same. It goes single, head of household, and then married filing jointly. A lot of this depends on the standard deduction and how that all factors in, but you'll want to keep that in mind. So you could even be married filing jointly, but still select the single option if you want to get more back in your taxes at the end of the year, or have it credit more towards your tax liability. Each person's tax situation is much different from the other, but all things held the same, the three of those can be used to be able to withhold from your check accordingly. So I think a lot of the confusion about the W-4 form comes along with steps 2 to 4. Admittedly, these are a little bit challenging to comprehend, and a lot of it relates to claiming dependents, if your spouse has a job, if you have a second job, if you have income from Schedule C, and then also if you have bonuses or want additional deductions, or if you have other reasons for having extra withholdings. There is a calculator here at the irs.gov/W4 app. This will get you the most accurate withholdings for these steps. It allows you to get as close to a zero refund and zero amount owed based on what you would like. But really the takeaway from this is if you want a little extra withholding for each pay period, you can just come down here, enter that amount in, and then proceed from there. We won't go over the estimator at irs.gov W-4 app today. It's a little bit more involved, and I would say that you can accomplish this form and complete it with just the higher level items. So selecting your 1C option up here And then if you want any extra withholding, you can select that down here. And then after you're completed with all of that, you can go ahead, sign here, and then date it, and then turn it into your employer. So it's pretty straightforward. It could be more specific in determining how much was withheld from each of your checks. A lot of times you can consult with your tax professional to determine the best amount of withholdings from your checks. We're always happy to answer any questions that our clients might have, but this is one that we've been getting a lot of questions about, and I try to simplify things for people too. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment box below, and we are happy to help. Thanks, guys.